He was the threat. He was the danger.
I thought you were the danger.
What's the plan?
I don't know!
Okay. She's dead.
Each week we break down another Breaking Bad episode, in order. This week it's episode 50, season 5, episode 4, 51. I've got 29 details you might not know, 15 mini callbacks, and 4 possible ties to the number 51. We've had the Saul, Marie, Gus, and Hank episodes, and this is the Skyler episode, which led to the first of Anna's 2 Emmy wins. The second one is for Ozymandias.
Rear wheel assembly took the brunt of the impact.
First, we say goodbye to the Aztec.
I noticed you had some sort of gunky buildup, and I remembered that you had me replace that front fender a few months back when you ran over that deer. Hardest part was the paint, fern green. Interesting tint.
This was a custom paint job for the show, matching early Walt's bland color scheme. That's a strange choice for the color name though, as Crayola's definition of fern, and ferns in real life, are a much bolder green. And shout out to a pork chop guy who drives an Aztec due to his fandom, although it's not fern green yet.
People like to joke, but I really like this car.
Walt's like, wait, people joke about this car? That just won't do. I'm Heisenberg.
You gotta present that successful image.
Yeah, right.
Hey, Benny, you give me $50, and she's all yours.
You sure about this?
Sure as shoot.
They tried to hide it with that white sheet, but you can still see some of the crew and equipment reflected. Also, Walt did not pull in with perfectly straight wheels. This is a 2012 Chrysler 300 SRT8, so it's an anachronism, but since it's product placement, I guess we accept it. And as another slap in Skyler's face, Junior has a Challenger once more. Although this time it really is the SRT model Junior was describing before, and again a 2012 model which is 3 years in the future. Besides the Challenger, this song deepens the Walking Dead connection as a different Knife Party song appears in that show. You can see Brian's Invisalign bumps. We now get a signal that Lydia's in Houston, and later this, and this.
I got a 900-mile drive back.
God, you're kidding me.
It's in Albuquerque in real life, of course, and one of the reasons they put these big letters on the window was to obscure the outside that still looks like Albuquerque. As a person who speaks no German, I was impressed by how Lydia's German sounds.
Unsere Lösung ist eine Umleitung über einen einzelnen.
Apparently it's very bad, though.
I'm at work right now.
Yeah, I know. You got visitors.
Today?
I mean 30 seconds.
How did Mike time that so well, considering these guys had to travel 900 miles?
Agent Hank Schrader, Agent Steve Gomez.
These aluminum iMacs without the bezel came out in October 2009, but were still in early September. Lydia must have some Apple connections.
There, navy pants, powder blue shirt.
That's the writer of this episode, Sam Catlin. First there's Marie's talking pillow, now there's Lydia's screaming pillow.
Yeah.
They got Ron.
Okay.
Not. Okay, Mike. Ron fixed security and pulled the barrels and drove the truck. You can't expect me to do that stuff.
Given that Mike has worked at Madrigal before, Lydia should ask him to come back or send someone.
I'll send a new guy.
Whoops, the temporary plate expires in August 2012.
My car always has 500 horsepower.
Okay, this time he's right about the horsepower.
You have to factor in drag and torque and suspension.
They purposely put Skyler in the center of these shots to signal that this episode would focus on her.
Really? I drive like a geezer. Tell me, can a geezer do donuts?
Bullshit you ever did donuts.
Whoa, watch your language, and yes, I did.
No, you don't approve.
But I did it anyway.
I didn't actually buy either one. They're both leases.
Again, another Ted move.
We can afford it now.
You're back at it.
We have to make up that 600,000 we lost.
Way to twist the knife. This is the rationalization of an addict. Even if he is 40 grand in the hole because of what he owes Jesse, I think Jesse isn't clamoring to be repaid. They could just continue their successful car wash business and be fine. Remember that exit strategy, Walt?
Maybe you could start thinking about an exit strategy.
I'm working on it.
What do you think about boarding school?
He's a year away from college.
Just thinking about the kids.
Where are we sending our 8-month-old? Peace Corps?
You know, a new environment might be good for them.
What's wrong with their environment? Listen, I know these last few weeks have been rough. The threat to Hank and this whole thing with Beneke. You know, I want us to try and start looking forward to things again. Speaking of which, my birthday? I'd understand if you haven't even given it a thought.
Would you? You know what would cheer you up, honey?
A birthday party. And maybe, if I may be so bold, chocolate cake with chocolate icing. Life is good, Sky.
That reminds me of...
We are happily married.
Thank you.
Hey, Mom, you forgot something.
Well, it is sort of a tradition.
Look at us, we're having fun.
What is she doing?
That's a pretty small one.
Kind of is. Ah, now you're talking.
No.
Good move.
If they ever make a Breaking Bad sequel about Junior, this can be his origin story.
6 feet under and half a face, he's still screwing on us.
Rian Johnson, the director, thought about having Hank rip off half of Gus's face as a joke. He also thought about having a Pollo's cup pinned to the board here.
What about that, Lady Banjo eyes at the warehouse?
Banjo eyes are eyes that are wide open.
In this world?
Notice the string in front of our eyes.
Two uptight, two together.
They filmed several through the board shots in the classic Breaking Bad style where the corkboard was clear, but only 3 subtle shots made it into the episode.
She was wearing mismatched shoes. How together can she be?
Hank doesn't let anything get past him.
How goes it with Fring?
None of Fring's crew was talking to us.
That's such a Rian Johnson shot. You saw shots like this in the Fly episode as well.
There's somebody out there keeping them in line. Our money is on this guy, Michael Ehrmantraut.
I wonder what Mike did with Chow and Chris's bodies.
Could you give us a moment?
There's the floating string again.
Hank, your work here has been stellar. So much so that I'm wondering if it's time you made a change. This office needs an A.S.A.C.
A.S.A.C stands for Assistant Special Agent in Charge.
What do you say, Hank?
Raimi here is A.S.A.C, which might be the worst abbreviation possible for a prestigious position.
Considering my wife would murder me if I said no. I what?
You finish up for me? I probably have a birthday party waiting for me, so.
Is there anything sadder than a person expecting a surprise party that doesn't exist?
Where's your mom?
Kitchen.
Hey.
I find it funny that Junior decides to watch a weather report.
What's the plan?
When Walt says this again later, it'll take on a much different meaning.
Hank and Marie are on their way. Roast chicken and potatoes, Aki Road for dessert, and chocolate cake, as requested.
But does it have chocolate icing?
You've been moping around the last few days. Are you gonna give me a hint?
It involves infidelity, that's all I'm gonna say.
Paul's second cell phone. Sorry, babe, but I was way ahead of you on this one.
Way ahead of me. Well, it wasn't Walt.
Skyler?
The sun is really setting now as they film this, but you can't tell, so it looks strange that it's dark by the time they arrive at the party.
Hey, there she is!
That's such a funny reaction for arriving at Walt's birthday party, but it makes sense since they were just gossiping about her.
So sweet. Yeah, Highway Patrol is gonna be sweet on it too.
They're not really called the Highway Patrol in New Mexico, but maybe that's too much of a nitpick. I've been trying to figure out who all these gifts are from, especially since it looks like Hank and Marie brought a purple gift bag that is nowhere to be found. I think the Area 51 mug is Skyler's gift, which is hilarious, not only because it's a cheesy gift, but because all she did was stick a bow on it. And now's a good time to bring up the bombshell observation from Antrax slingshots that their chimney and the back of their fireplace doesn't match the inside of their house. Their chimney doesn't match.
I'll see y'all later.
All right. Have fun.
It's a great dinner, Skyler. Man, those are some badass whipped potatoes.
You have to tell me how you get all the lumps out. How do you do that?
This is so awkward.
Potato ricer.
Oh, ricer.
You don't hand mash?
Do you know that almost exactly a year ago I got my diagnosis?
It seems like longer.
This is probably a joke for the audience, because in real life it was 4.5 years ago.
1 year ago tomorrow.
But it's strange for Marie to say it since she knew it was only a year.
He was diagnosed around his birthday, right? So it's been a whole year.
Maybe she's just trying to diffuse the awkwardness.
The cancer and surgery, Hank being shot, Marie's talking pillow. Remember that? You got me through it somehow. And Skyler, I can't forget.
Honey, remember that first week of chemotherapy? Night on the bathroom floor?
I just wanted it stopped.
Skyler, isn't that freezing?
Hey-ho, pool party. Hey, Sky, maybe it's time to get out now. What do you think?
Hank asked you a question. You need to get out. Skyler? She's gonna come up, right? She has to.
For whatever reason, these two lines might bother me the most out of anything in Breaking Bad.
She's gonna come up, right? She has to.
It just feels very unrealistic to me. This unused shot feels better.
Jump in! Whoa! Jump in!
Two guys pulled Anna down for this shot and held onto her feet, and the dress was a separate harness with metal spokes making it billow. Those spokes were then digitally removed. Also, it was cool to see that after every take, after Anna got out and left a trail of water, they torched it dry for the next take. She blinked right here, so they digitally froze her eyes. You can tell because the bubble disappears. Madrigal's Houston office is at One Madrigal Loop, which is awesome. It's like a cross between Microsoft's headquarters at One Microsoft Way and Apple's former HQ at One Infinite Loop.
Nope.
Come on! How am I supposed to...
Hey,
Wait. Who sent you?
Mike.
What's his last name?
Ehrmantraut. Satisfied?
I'm not gonna apologize for being careful. I'll take paranoid any day over getting gang raped by prison guard. That's the one I erased from the inventory, so it has to be that one.
Supposedly, these numbers are chosen because it's the hex code for a Breaking Bad-like green color. These are methylamine barrels, and they're what we always saw in the lab, just with a slightly different code. Since Jesse said,
Get my phenolcetic acid from the barrel with the B on it.
That must mean the barrels with these two chemicals look almost identical, which is a strange choice. Then again, this is coming from a company called Golden Moth that uses a golden bee for its logo. I realized you might be able to hear her Scottish accent here.
Wait, stop!
Please tell me that's not what I think it is.
It's a little hard to see, but that is a Garmin GPS.
Has anything like this ever happened before?
No, of course not. She and I have been having some issues.
I might have heard a little bit about that. Might be good to have her talk to someone. I mean, there's Marie's guy, Dave. Not that Marie's an advertisement for advanced mental health.
She's gonna try and get some sleep.
I can't help but sense that there may be some issues between you and Skyler. None of our business, of course. Hank, I don't know if you've picked up on
He knows.
any of that.
He knows I know.
What if we took the kids for a while?
It's a good idea.
I think it's a great idea.
Was it yours?
Actually, it was Skyler's. She really needs this, Walt.
Voila. The kids are out of this environment. What a coincidence.
I don't want the children here anymore. It isn't safe.
We have talked about this repeatedly.
A couple weeks ago, a man was coming to this house to kill us. You were in the crawl space screaming.
And I dealt with him. Gus Fring is dead, and he was the threat. He was the danger.
I thought you were the danger.
He set himself up for that.
Is that what your pool stunt was about? Trying to protect my children from me?
There's blood on my hands, too.
Panicky? You did what you had to do to protect your family, and I'm sorry. That doesn't make you a bad person. It makes you a human being.
Stop it. I don't need to hear any of your bullshit rationales. I will not have my children living in a house where dealing drugs and hurting people and killing people is shrugged off as shit happens.
How many times do I have to say that they are not
I said no. I swear to God, I won't have them back here.
What are you gonna do to stop it?
Maybe I hurt myself, that Hank and Maurice were still struggling.
No, more like you're still struggling. So maybe next time I have you committed.
So then maybe I show up with bruises on my neck, say that you beat me when you found out about my lover.
This scene was inspired by The Godfather.
Do you expect me to let you take my children from me? Don't you know me? Don't you know that that's an impossibility, that could never happen?
This is a joke. Come on, Skyler. You want to take me on? You want to take away my children? What's the plan?
I don't know! I will count every minute that the kids are away from you as a victory. But you're right. It's a bad plan. I can't go to the police. I can't stop laundering your money. I can't keep you out of this house. I can't even keep you out of my bed. All I can do is wait.
Wait for what? What are you waiting for?
For the cancer to come back.
Oof.
Look at that.
Why didn't they put it inside where nobody'd see it?
It's inside, it gets wet.
They made these things to put under cars that can get wet.
But would the metal barrel block the signal?
You didn't check any of the other barrels.
No, that's the only one we could have taken, according to her.
The person who spotted this, was it you or was it her?
She saw it first.
Okay. She's dead.
What?
Lydia planted this thing, not the cops. I had a chance to deal with this before, and I gave her a pass. No more half measures. Mr. Armentrout. It's what I get for being sexist. Now, if you excuse
She just seemed like uptight.
Now you're being sexist.
What if this really was the cops, and what if you're wrong about her?
Your misgivings have been duly noted.
This is the third and final one in Breaking Bad.
Mr. White, weigh in here, would you?
Does that mean things are about to unravel? Maybe it doesn't count as a callback, but Ryan was worried all the insect stuff in the background would feel like too much of a callback to Fly.
The methylamine keeps flowing no matter what. Nothing stops this train.
For the second week in a row, that's foreshadowing for episode 5.
You said it was your birthday, so...
This is a Tag Heuer Monaco made famous by Steve McQueen, who died of lung cancer. Vince picked it, in part because of the blue color echoing their product.
Happy birthday.
Some people think 51 also references the balance between Walt and Heisenberg finally going past the halfway point. I think that's a stretch, but between being reunited with his hat, replacing his Walt car, and now even his Walt watch, it's fair to say he's embracing his Heisenberg persona more than ever. Skyler's now smoking with impunity and using that Area 51 mug as an ashtray. Is she trying to accelerate his cancer?
I stopped by Hank and Marie's.
And the clock ticking is louder than ever, signifying Skyler biding time.
They're watching Ratatouille.
Anyone can cook.
See the watch? The person who gave me this present wanted me dead too. He changed his mind about me, Skyler. And so will you.
Of course, Walt wasn't wearing this watch in the flash forward, but the writers will address that later. Time is running out, and it's 11:50. Not only does the shot from here to here change at 51 seconds, but the time changes to 11:51 after we cut to black. A fitting end to episode 50 as we transition to next week's episode 51. Ending the episode this way was Rian Johnson's idea, but Kelly Dixon, the editor, added one more touch. The sound of a gun cocking on the last tick. There's a weird blur and doubling of Vince's end credit that I haven't seen in other episodes. That's probably not intentional, although the ticking in the credits theme is... You know what time it is. Machinita, Atomic Waffle, and Man LOL Things are 6-month members. Congratulations to all 3 of you for earning your 6-month membership badge from YouTube. You all first appeared in my all-time favorite video, Too Many Sauls. Say hi to the new channel members, Seth Klein, Kaiju B, Melodies, Shazden, The Rikery, Trunold, Olin For Sure YT, Hana, Mohammed, Miles Meyer, Labakis Peppy, Sprite Cranberry, Nawil, Brandpros, Iwi, Mayo Cop, Jagged Jason, Kenny, Epic Fail Gaming, Guru, Emetma, Adam Coots, Murgus, Rubeno, Neds, Elijah Diaz, Mr. Master Jester, Joel Fairley, Bruno, Cyrus, Prangle, Rosh, Stimus, Terry, Giscari, Solaire Lover 420, Sita Pita Beta Lita Abababachu, Hunter Wiggless, Trex, Wendell from BB, hey, that's Mike's Chicken from episode 1, Megamat 97, Gabriel S, and Dude. Here are the members that are closest to getting their 6-month membership badges. I see you, Jen Swab, Biggest Egg Moments, Shirley, and Lagosis. Hello to Rory Wilson from Scotland, and hello to Kirkpad, Suspenseful, Nick Matthews, Sundry, North, and Kaido. There's Ghostly Mimic, Liam Sturgis, Ben Hazon, TARDIS Man, Fake, Connor, and many others. There's Tom Brown, Meg Bravo, Skelly, Bob Mojo, Lemon Wedge, Buzz Lightyear, and Eric the Story Guy. And hello again to all you beautiful members who joined within the last month. We need just a couple more for YouTube to let me add the Kim emoji, so maybe that'll happen next time. Next week, something does stop the train.
Why do you think you did it? Were you upset or angry?
I wasn't trying to hurt myself. I don't know how many more times I can say it. I've just been tired lately, and I had a weird impulse. That's all. I'm just tired. Look, I know you guys are just trying to help, but I'm...
All right, Detective. You heard the lady. Unless you're going to press charges, why don't you two leave us alone to have a little sister time?